welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is JoJo Palacio, and on this channel we talk about all things beauty. Today is no different. I am super excited that you guys are here to see this look. First of all, hello, hi, flawless complexion. I can't wait to show you that. This is another one of my foundations that I want to test for the mask test, you know? So comment down below if you've seen those videos and tell me what you think, because I'm super curious to see. Clients are asking me more and more now what foundations are wearing best underneath of masks, and I want to know if my suggestions are working. So besides that, I cannot believe my skin in this monitor. It is like so good, so good. So let's get into this tutorial. I'm actually running late and I don't want to keep rambling. However, I'm excited for you guys to see this tutorial just because I messed up. And yes, JoJo wants you to see when she messes up, just because it was such a frustrating moment for me that I feel like you guys need to see life isn't perfect. You don't get things right on the first time. That doesn't mean that you give up. It means that you stop for a minute, reassess, consult, look up what you need to look up and keep going. Like, you got this, you can do it. So stay tuned for that in the video. I'm not gonna edit it out. I'm gonna show you guys what happened, just because yes, there are errors. Even professionals or experienced, I don't consider myself a professional, but experienced people make mistakes, and it's not really that we don't make mistakes. The experience comes in learning from that and knowing what to do next time. That's what experience is. You felt that? Yes. Yes, Jesus. Okay, so let's get into this tutorial, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. There's a ton of stuff that goes on this channel. Skincare, makeup, teaching, educational, all of it, all in one channel. You don't have to go anywhere else. So subscribe and let's get into this tutorial. Hi guys, good morning, welcome. So let's go ahead and get started with this eye look here. We're gonna start with the P. Louise base. I use this base in the shade 0.5, which is Rumor. I like a nice bright lid when I'm starting my eye looks. I just feel like that really neutralizes everything, gets rid of any discoloration or of the lines, the veins, whatever I don't want to be seen, gets rid of by this base. It's a really nice tacky base. However, you can go right into it wet because these shadows just blend out like a dream. So I start by patting it in with my finger, and then I'm gonna switch gears and use my Real Techniques, what is this, Deluxe Crease Brush, to blend these inner corners in and then blend everything out. You want an inner to outer corner just blended seamlessly, looking like we woke up like this, you know? So we're gonna go right into our Jaclyn Hill palette. I try not to use this palette because I know there are so many other palettes out there. However, I always go back to it. The colors are relevant, the pigmentation is super good. It is just the palette to go to. So we're doing it. I'm gonna use this red burgundy shade. Ooh, let me find myself. This guy right here in the palette. I got one of the first ones that does not have the names, so I am sorry. If you have the name and you know and you're following along, comment down below. I just don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and build that up on my brush. We're gonna get rid of the excess, and this is gonna be the darkest color in the shade. You guys know how I do. I work off of pigmentation and then we blend from there to get a seamless, smooth blend. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply that. Let me get this a little closer. I'm gonna apply that right in the outer corner, pat it down first. When you're applying colors, you wanna pat in place, kind of trace out where you're going with this, and then you can start swirling and blending. That way you're depositing the color, most of the color, the most pigment where you want it, and then you can blend and diminish from there. So when that color is laid down there, and I know it's rough looking right now, we're gonna switch gears to a fluffier, bigger brush. This one's a T50 by the Makeup Shack, and I'm gonna pick up these two shades next to kind of diminish and blend things out. So it is this one and this one. So with this brush, just like any other blending brush, very light pressure, just to smooth and blend out any lines. Okay, so we're gonna deepen up this outer corner just a little bit to give ourselves that smoky moment. Before we do though, what I did was I wiped this to help follow our guide. This is what I mean by cleaning up. Like, we clean up with the wipes. We're gonna clean up with the concealer too, so don't ever overthink the outer corner. Like, you can fix it. I just need to make sure they're even. Okay. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this guy, which is my Luxie 231 brush. That same burgundy and the brown that's next to it. And we are just going to blend that into this outer corner to create some dimension in this crease area. And once I'm done packing it into this very lower part, what I like to do is just start to slowly and lightly blend up. And then right over here, we're gonna pick up this color right there, and we're gonna apply that all over the lid, just as a nice smoky effect all over. This is very much a monochromatic look. There isn't too much contrast between the colors that we're using, but I really wanted this look to flow. All right, and so we're gonna go into the wing liner situation. I'm gonna take my Urban Decay 24/7 Demolition Liner. I like to just apply this right on the waterline, very, very tight, close. There is no precision to this, guys. This is just gonna go on so that I can blend it out with a smudging brush and one of the browns that we've been using. Love it. And then we're going into the Beauty Creation lashes in the shade, what is this shade? In the style Undisclosed. Love these lashes, they're so good. All right, guys, so we are getting ready to start with Complexion. I'm gonna start with my go-to T-Zone primer, which is this guy right here. This is a Dr. Brandt Pores No More. So I'm gonna take a pump of this and just very generously spread that out into my T-Zone. That's great for absorbing oil. However, it is excellent for diminishing, minimizing the midsection pores. Like what pores, they disappear before your eyes. You're welcome. Check it out if you haven't already. It is a phenomenal primer for pores. Now we're gonna go into this guy right here. So this is the Smashbox Vitamin Glow Photo Finish Vitamin Glow. I'm really excited. So I like the Photo Finish primer. There's a pore minimizing one that I love. However, anything with a glow, especially for summertime, I really like. This guy has what is it, vitamin B, C, and E infused into it, which you know I'm a huge fan of. Anything with vitamin C is just gonna keep your skin looking and feeling dewy and supple naturally. It's not that synthetic glow that you're used to, which I love. We are gonna go right into full coverage today, which, when don't we? But this is absolutely gonna be full coverage like from the get-go. I know that I sometimes give you guys options to do like medium to full coverage. However, we haven't used this guy in my channel in a minute. So this is the Makeup Forever HD stick. Has to be in my top 3, if not top 4 favorite stick foundations. If you guys want to see a video on my favorite stick foundations, just leave a comment down below. Being combination skin, I honestly use just stick foundations for a really long time. I just like the way that the cream blends out. I like the way that it wears on my skin. It doesn't just sit, it really does blend in, and it really helps with diminishing pores. Creams are a lot better for that than liquids or powders. All right, so now that our foundation is on, I feel like that was a pretty good application. We're gonna go in with concealer, so you just wanna keep that in mind when you're layering products, to always just concealer's next. So we're gonna use another one of my favorite stick foundations in the shade Medium Tan. This is the Flex Foundation Stick by Milk. I use it in tan just because medium tan, just because I like the way that it looks as a bronzing contour situation. It is just such a good product for that. It's a good foundation in general, but I love it for that. So what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna try something new I haven't done before. All right, so what we're gonna do is just take our LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze, which is what I use to contour, and I'm actually gonna mix the two together and just blend them out at the same time. I'm trying to see if maybe doing this will save you some steps when you're working on blending out your makeup, because there are just so many steps already. So I'm gonna take the Makeup Shack T22 brush, and I'm gonna just work that into the back of my hand first before going into my face. And we are just going to push those two products together and just contour and bronze all at once and see how that goes. There's a liquid and a cream product, so there is a potential of this not going well, but you know, we're just doing it. So I'm gonna take that on my temples, along my hairline, just making sure that I'm blending that down into my forehead in all the areas where I would normally just contour. And then we are going to take this in and up when it comes to the cheekbone. Just make sure that you're pushing the products up instead of down so that you can lift your cheekbones and not make your face rounder or longer. And I love how defined that looks, but we always want to make sure that it looks a little natural, it looks more natural than anything. So I just want to take my sponge and just push down a little bit in between layering so that it does get a lot of the excess off. However, it smooths things down so that lines look diminished and not so harsh. So I'm going to take my L'Oreal Full Wear Concealer, Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I use it in two shades, 380 and 345. 380 is going to be my concealing shade, so we're going to start with that first. I always like to use a color that's like peachy undertone, orangey undertone to help me color correct. This is going to be the closest to my skin tone. And I put that right underneath of my eye area and any area where there's redness, like in between my brows, underneath of my nose. Sometimes my chin acts up a little bit, so I'm going to reinforce it. And starting off with our little triangle and our small Hank and Henry sponge, we're going to start off in the areas that are furthest away from the under eye. I like to let the under eye sit for a little while because that helps build coverage. All right, and so now we're going to highlight, and I'm going to take the shade 345. And this is where I'm going to do the larger triangle. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put a little more in this very inner corner. And then I'm going to do this guy here to help highlight. I'm going to do it a little higher than I did before. And then the center of the nose to really help me blend out that nose contour. All right, guys, our complexion is almost there. We're going to go ahead and just set real quick. I'm going to use my JoJo powder combination mix with my Hank and Henry sponge and just work that into these areas. I'm just going to keep it in my under eye area for today. I just want to make sure that that area is nice and set. It has been humid and then raining on top of that. So okay, so what are we doing next? Let's finish up our under eye area next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my JH40 and the burgundy and the brown that we've been working with and really just smudge that stuff out underneath of my eye. And I'm okay with you guys bringing it down a little lower than what you should. Like, I love that look on me personally, but if you're not comfortable, just keep it nice and tight. I just want to make sure that it's dark, dark. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a smudging brush, which is, we've been using this all along for the liner. Where'd it go? This guy right here and that brown. And I'm just going to make sure that it is nice and underneath of my waterline down here, because you want everything to be consistent with the top. So if you did a brown at the top, you want to do a brown right close to the smudging here. And then if you're like me, you can do a pop of color in the waterline, or you can just keep it consistent and just do a brown. But you know, we like that pop. All right, so we can go ahead and finish off the face. If you guys notice, I added like a ton of extra powder underneath of this area here. I messed up. And it was bothering me. Like I could tell that something wasn't right in the outer corner and it wasn't blended. It was like really harsh. So what I did was I blended the heck out of it with a nice clean blending brush, and then I added some powder to pray to God and hope that it cleans up my lines. So I mess up too. So that's that. Once I clean off the powder, it'll help to just kind of tidy up that under eye area a little bit. Like I can still see a little bit of the shadow, but what you're gonna do at this point, I'm just going to use my Kat Von D powder here to help me clean that up a little bit. The Kat Von D has the shade in light, the yellow and the pink. And I'm gonna try to go in and like get rid of that. Otherwise, we're just gonna make it a highlight moment and just kind of blend everything up. But so far, it's okay. It's better than what it would have been, honestly. So let's go ahead and bronze with that shade in light palette. I'm gonna take my contouring brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to just go in with the darker and the lighter shade, which are the two darker tones, and just blend this up and set my cream contouring. So everything that we did with our creams, we're gonna repeat with this powder just to kind of set in place. I'm not looking to structure anything. I just wanna make sure that everything is set and locked in place. All right, guys, so the next thing that we're gonna do is take this guy right here. This is our BH Cosmetics Blushing in Bali palette, and I'm gonna take the two highlights, Glisten and Sunkissed, and just go in. And then do the same thing with the center of the nose, the snooch. I'm gonna actually use a brush. I saw something that I wanna try. So just do it on the bridge and on the top. Don't run it down the whole way, just to kind of dot it and see what happens. Let's see how I feel about this today. All right, and so for blush, what I wanna do is use the, what's that called, pomegranate in this palette, just a little bit. In between those two shades to like really just tie everything together. Boom. I like it. I like it. Smooth. Smooth operator. I don't know why I'm doing this. Still got a brush. Still got a brush. All right, so I'm gonna take my Urban Decay All Nighter spray and just spritz. Let me go figure out my lip and hair situation and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so this is the finished look right here. I just paired it with some extensions because you know you can never go wrong with a few extensions. And I also used the Givenchy lip. This is the Street Rose from Givenchy, and I also topped it with Super Vixen by NARS. So I kept it pretty nude, pretty simple. Like I'm gonna have to take this off and put a mask on anyways. So I figured I might as well just make it easy on myself and use gloss. So this is it, guys. I hope that you like the look. It is super sultry and smoky. I feel like we saved it. We came in for the win with that powder on that outer corner because it's definitely smokier. I don't want it to be super cut and structured all the time, you know? So I hope that you guys liked this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to my channel. We post a ton of content on this channel. It's all things beauty related, so I hope that you guys like it. Don't forget I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday of the week, so subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Blessings. Love you.